Hubbard's doing here, getting both goalies experience before conference play.
Yeah, they've got two great options there, and they really have switched off in goal. So it's Erb's turn tonight. He gets the start. Hofstra in the white, NC State in the black uniforms tonight. Away we go from the Dale Soccer Stadium on one of the first crisp nights here in the fall.
One thing with Hofstra on Saturday, and Coach Nuttall mentioned, he loved the relentless defending. They held Campbell without a shot on target, which is hard to do in 90 minutes. NC State, meanwhile, so possession-oriented. It's kind of a contrast in styles how these teams play, and it could be a very entertaining second half.
Yeah, that is pretty incredible, right? So you can't lose if you don't give up a goal. I mean, you can't get scored on if you don't give up a shot on target.
And we saw that Baker free kick. That was the difference in a really tight CA matchup.
Hofstra, three-time defending CAA champs, 4-2 in the league thus far. Here's the freshman Markovic, so comfortable and confident on the ball. NC State will look to have quite a bit of it here tonight. Hakeem Karamoko tangles up with Jack O'Malley there, and a foul going to be called on the Wolfpack striker. Well, it is the first year in the Mark Hubbard era, and NC State off to a great start. Already 5 wins. Again, he had tremendous success at New Hampshire. This is a team that is playing well, Evan, and has been close. They've been doing the job defensively, just looking to find the back of the net.
And that Stanford draw puts them right back in the top 25. If you're Coach Hubbard, leading to a big week, SMU coming up on Saturday, you want to show an ability to play a quality performance, right? Both these teams will most likely play their starters extended minutes, and that gives you so much confidence heading into a really good SMU team. If you're Hofstra, heading right into the thick of CA play, this match matters. There's a lot of Tuesdays you show up, you never know who's going to play. Both teams are going to put a ton of minutes out there.
You got Hofstra tonight, SMU coming up next. That will be the 6th consecutive ranked team for NC State. SMU moving up to number 10 in the poll that just came out today, the United Soccer Coaches poll. So it is life in the ACC, and then when you schedule tough out of conference as well, is, you know, credit both of these coaching staffs to put this match together and give us a premier matchup and what ended up being a top 25 matchup.
It is unique. Coach Hubbard scheduled this with Hofstra when he was previously, they played New Hampshire and Hofstra the last 5 years. He comes to NC State, adds it to the schedule. We have our first foul here.
Yeah, referee tonight is Soren Stoika, as Hakeem Karamoko took a knock there. Assistant referees, Sajam El Bariki and Caleb Chevlain. And Mr. Stoika talking to the Hofstra bench. They seem a little befuddled by what the message is.
And there's the head coach himself. There's the assistants.
Yeah, Coach Nuttall in his 36th season, winningest coach in program history, of course. Again, 3 straight CAA titles. He's actually the 2nd longest tenured coach in Division I. Only Tony Martone, who's at Merrimack, 43rd year at Merrimack. So it has been a tremendous career for Coach Nuttall. And look, they made the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament last year, lost in PKs just down the road in Chapel Hill. And despite losing their top 2 goal scorers and their goalkeeper, 7 starters, they're right back in the mix. Dangerous ball here, played by Yves Choyap and dealt with well defensively by Hofstra.
Organizationally, that's where Hofstra thrives, especially man marking. They don't get beat on slip runs into the box. And then with 3 center backs, all grad transfers, it's such an elite experienced defense.
That's Rock Carlos in the number 10, one of the tri-captains on this team, along with Owen Farrell and Pierce Infusa. Enrique Santos chips it along. Nobody on the end of it. Will be trapped down by Owen Barnett.
Keep an eye early. Milo Hall has the man marking assignment on Karamoko, and he is so good 1v1. if Hall can keep him in front and allow that central midfield to shift to the corners, Karamoko, when he beats a man, we've seen so many shots and distance as he dives on the ball there. It really creates a mismatch, and that's where Hofstra has been great, packing their back four together.
Barnett knocked down, making his 10th start of the season tonight. Missed all of last year due to injury, so great to have him back on the pitch for the Pride. Aiden Payne heads it out for NC State, making his 3rd consecutive start.
It has been a deck of cards now with NC State in the midfield, rotating lineups. Obviously some injuries mixed in, but Coach Hubbard, these last 2 matches, like you mentioned, not only ranked opponents, but really good defensive performances, and that plays so big here in the month of October.
Oh, and Farrell with the long throw. And a first touch for Herb, no trouble. It's always a nice tool in the toolkit when you've got the long throw. Farrell's got it for Hofstra. Heffis has it for NC State, so both teams going to be dangerous on those throws in the attacking third. This is Liam Bennett, one of the New Hampshire transfers that followed Coach Hubbard over.
And Woznicki's high press will be important tonight. He plays a high work rate minutes at that striker position for Hofstra. If he can disrupt passing lanes, force those long balls out, that's kind of where Hofstra's lived in transition this year. They have multiple goals in the run of play.
And Woznicki, their leading scorer at 6.
Yeah, last year, Ryan Carmichael, you noted him, 17 goals.
Oh, my goodness.
Which in a season is outstanding. All time, he had 54 career goals. He was the man, the myth, the legend on Long Island. Nobody did it better.
Yeah, Carmichael, 31 points, and then Elliot Goldthorpe, Carmichael 39, Goldthorpe 31. And so, you know, when you're losing 70 points, you have to think, you know, there's going to be some drop off, but once again, picked preseason, top of the CAA, right there in the mix again. And they reached their first top 10 ranking earlier this year, got up to number 8 by Top Drawer Soccer. And so they've been consistently in this top 25. It has been yet another good year for the Pride.
And when they've played ranked opponents, Elon in conference, of course, and then Penn, they've played up to the level of competition. With the mid-major teams, you do want to see that from a conditioning standpoint. The passing here, they have played well.
Cross is blocked by Markovic. Jan Jelerčić providing some attacking prowess on that right wing. Jelerčić into the starting lineup tonight. Just the 2nd match he has started for the Pride this season.
And with the accents tonight, we will be shipping free Rosetta zones to anyone listening at home.
Well, that throw gets through everybody. Both teams have a player down. I thought that was going to be dealt with a lot earlier there, Evan, and it almost seemed like it surprised several players on the pitch. Enrique Santos is down. Carlos tangled up here. Let's take another look.
So watch as Santos comes in. He's forced to play that high with his right foot and creates the dangerous contact on the knee. I'm glad the referee let that play because it was well after the ball was in goal-scoring distance. But right there, if you're Santos, you're trying to create traffic. You want the second ball flicked in, at least away from traffic. That collision, though, thankfully everyone's okay.
Both players will stay on. NC State has tried to be direct here a couple of times. And even if you boot it down the sideline like that, they're going to press and make Hofstra try to break this pressure.
These are not two high fouling teams. They play a pretty clean game. They're not going to tic-tac or clock. It's a style we saw from Syracuse last year on their Final Four run. It made them an elite club. They were not going to touch you up. As right there we see a foul to slow possession.
Well, that's a great, and again, you know, to your point, that's typically something you don't see from these two teams, and for good reason, right? They're top 25 teams, because when you foul in that real estate, you're creating a lot of problems for yourself.
And Karamoko is a heading winning machine. You have to be really smart on number 31 in the black if you're Hofstra defensively. Also, Markovic now coming forward as well.
Bennett, Santos standing over it. It will be Liam Bennett who drives it into the box. Heffis chips it along back post, and that's where the goalkeeper Filippo Dodone makes it his.
Dodone models his game after Buffon, the Italian legend. And if you watch plenty of World Cups, you know Dodone. And give this guy credit, the way he plays vertically, he was a tennis player growing up. He really extends himself horizontally across that back line. And when he has to come forward, he does a great job going up vertically and playing the ball.
Dodone from Italy, played in Serie D in Italy at the University of Turin. That's a pretty good role model, Gianluigi Buffon.
Just remember him vintageously saving PKs in World Cup finals and ripping his shirt off for the Italian national team.
I got to see him play one time when they made a tour to America. Just a summer friendly, just an exhibition, but still.
Even still seeing the legend
to see a legend play, yeah.
I saw David Beckham in his first match with the LA Galaxy. Oh God, 20 years ago now.
Wow.
He was one of the first Europeans to travel across the pond.
Hofstra looking to go on the counter. This is Baker who lays it off. Yeller-Cheech headed to Markovic. It falls to Barnett. And now NC State looking to counter. That's cut out. Great defending by the preseason CAA Player of the Year, Pierce Infuso.
That first touch was quality too. You don't want to play that too far from the body. And it just allows to cycle possession here if you're Hofstra. Although that touch does eliminate possession.
And when you play on the back line and you get the kind of recognition that Infuso does, it's not because, you know, it's easy as a striker. All right, you have how many goals, Evan? You have how many assists? But as a defender, it's a lot more of, you know, the quality of that touch, cutting out the danger.
11 shutouts last year for Hofstra. And Infuso, he's not only the vocal leader and the sweeper of this defense, but what he can do coming forward as well. We see possession that previous. He makes things happen on both sides.
He is making his 89th appearance tonight. That is the most in program history, and his 87th start, 77th start consecutive. So he is about as seasoned as they come in the collegiate game. This is Yves Choyap. Wolfpack right back, finding some space into the feet of their leading scorer, Tague Healy, trying to blow by Barnett. Oh, he opens up the Hofstra defense, and it takes a couple deflections before being cleared away.
Wow, O'Malley's chest just saved a goal right there. We'll see it after the stoppage, but O'Malley was critical for Hofstra.
NC State finding a little opening on this near flank. Now Drew Lovelace. Milo Hall heads it right back to him. Off of Barnett.
So watch on this first deflection. It creates absolute havoc. And then on the ricochet, Karamoko's ready to head that ball in. But the ability here to chest this forward and play it out of traffic. Not intentional, but it's just enough to die the ball down and get Barnett in position. That's a really good one-timer from Lovelace, and probably could have been a goal.
Infuso got that initial deflection. And a great view behind Liam Bennett as he looks to take this corner. He takes it short. It is Healy from a dangerous spot, and it's saved on a dive by Dodone. Job not done. Karamoko's low cross. Oh, quality by Tague Healy. Put it on target. Enrique Santos got it to his preferred left foot. Will Bennett have a go? Talk about the numbers behind the ball for the Pride.
This is continued persistent opportunities for State.
And the tackle made by Jacob Woznicki.
Wow. Filippo Dodone is earning his credit tonight, because look at this ability to read through traffic and then fully extend himself. Now that's how you preserve a shutout. That is a really difficult save to his right. Nice effort with the hands, because you're crowded, there's congestion in front of you with Lovelace, and then to find that ball late, really nice punch.
His 35th save of the year, one of his best. Spent all last year backing up Wessel Spiel, who played every minute for the Pride. Big shoes to fill, and he has done an admirable job. Karamoko trying to get the edge. Oh, right across the 6 it goes, begging to be hit. No one on the end of it. Woznicki able to win this header. And he'll earn a corner.
That's what Hofstra needs. A deep breath, be able to maintain possession, force NC State to retreat its front line, because they've pressed numbers forward with the defenders. And now Hofstra, where they've scored in set pieces. So you see it for Hofstra, it's the long ball to Woznicki that causes trouble. He's won a couple of these tonight in the middle of the pitch. And then he just forces Markovic to play off his line. And anytime he can earn a chip and a deflection, that's a really smart veteran play.
Corner kick headed away from danger well by Heffes. But yeah, Evan, I agree with you. I think that hold-up play allows them to take that breath, but also, you know, gives them a real attacking threat out of not much. I mean, a lot of times you just bomb one down there, you know, your chances of keeping that possession are low. I think Woznicki ups the percentage a little bit, and that's huge. That helps a lot.
And both teams have shown in the first 15 minutes they have intentions to shoot and score tonight. Not just play horizontally and extend the pitch, but play the ball vertically, and that's where State's had their chances.
Good flicked on header into the near post. Boy, Carlos, a little better than a half chance there.
The Spanish product does a great job tracking where this ball, not where it is, but where it's going to, and puts himself in an angle. If that's not a missed hit off the side of his shin and puts it more on the foot here, he probably has that on target. That's a really good job contorting his body and at least testing Erb back there.
Carlos, his second year as one of the captains for Hofstra. And they take a lot of pride, no pun intended, in their captains. In fact, just at the end of September, renamed their complex Captain's Field on September 28th on Alumni Day in what was a big win over Elon, to honor captains past, present, and future.
And there's a lot of pride in this program, and not just in the name. Now, that Elon win, it solidifies you, one, from a seeding standpoint. The CA, much like the ACC, top seeds host the route. And then two, when you look at resumes and RPI for hosting to get in the top 16, Hofstra has one, maybe two ranked wins tonight. Those are your resume builders that you kind of need at the end of November, end of October, early November, when you're building that resume.
You got to have a couple wins to point to.
We've seen JMU 3 years ago host as a non-power four, as they traditionally say, but that's the challenge now for mid-majors. It's soccer. Marshall's broken the fold, but you need a couple signature wins. Ooh. Referee let him play.
Farrell looking to change the pitch here. Karamoko, boy, he is so physical in his own play, and then because of his skill, his talent, and his quickness, he draws so much physicality from opponents as well. He was, just undercut a moment ago. In that moment you said that the officials letting him play. He's found himself on the pitch a couple of times tonight.
He is elite at maintaining the ball. When there's traffic, when there's havoc, he does not overpass or work into traffic. He's able to use his body almost like a shield. And that's what you need at that holding position. Can you hold the ball? Can you distribute? He's not only a really good player, but you're right, he's built like a middle linebacker and does a great job of earning possessions.
Aiden Payne with Hall on his hip, lays it off to Lovelace, and his shot is blocked by Teddy Baker. A lot of NC State shots being blocked here, and again looking for the quick counter. That was last touched by Woznicki. Again, Karamoko involved in a tackle, and this time he'll be whistled for the foul.
That's the 5th time he's been in the confrontation. And what he demands of a defense, you have to play him tight on the ball. You can't give him space. And when you do come charging, now he commits the foul that time, but he has the physicality to earn possession more times than not. Now on this particular ball, he uses that right arm to create space, which is fine there. But then when you're colliding after the fact, they're going to call that every time.
And just got up in the air and didn't have any other play. Can't change your direction like that, right? He was, the only place he could go was right into Owen Farrell. We might be seeing a lot of those two getting tangled up tonight. Farrell almost never leaves the pitch. He's played the full 99 times already this season.
He's only missed 10 minutes all year, which is hard to fathom as you're in the midst of midweeks and you're in the midst of now double-digit games. But he has been a 2-year starter, quality player there as Karamoko again earns a foul. And we'll stop the clock for a second. That'll be a fun matchup tonight, how Barnett and how these Infuso and these defenders handle the physicality of Karamoko.
From the capital of New Zealand, Wellington, located just on the southernmost tip of the North Island.
That was part of your honeymoon, right? New Zealand? Or did you go Australia?
New Zealand, yeah, did not get a chance to go to Wellington. But Wellington was one of the host sites of the Women's World Cup, summer 2023. In fact, if memory serves, I think the Americans play their second match there. Physical match to this point.
Karamoko asks so many questions of an opponent's defense. He's been now in 6 confrontations, 6 whistles. It really is going to test Hofstra throughout the night, because if he can win one of these balls and then play out wide, allow his wingers to come forward, that's where State likes to run through and just create those one-timers. Hofstra, though, to their credit, we did see the couple of good shots early. They've limited Karamoko's touches.
Over 20 minutes into this first half, nothing to separate these two sides yet. I expect we'll start to see some adjustments being made here pretty soon. Neither team has substituted yet, unless I missed one.
No, and it shows you how important, especially in this first half, maintaining pace of play, maintaining possession if you're State, and if you're Hofstra, winning some of these balls and flipping it forward, allowing the speed of Woznicki. They just haven't got him a ton of touches.
How about that touch by Lovelace? And now he springs Karamoko. Little back heel to Santos, and a heavy touch cleared away by Carlos. NC State starting to knock on the door. And you see it really only takes, one clever touch,
Well,
one deep ball, one for them to all of a sudden cause a ton of problems.
And with how deep Hofstra sinks its midline, especially the midfield position, it does open that second ball if you play it at the 18, even with extended from there. And State has shown in certain matches they want to fire from distance at times. Especially saw it against Winthrop early in the non-conference. If they can utilize some of those shots here, it does force the defense to come forward and not bring 8 or 9 within 10 feet. And Coach Hubbard here is asking about clock management, time management in the sport of soccer, which has changed some of the officiating emphasis this year. Officials want to be a little more hands-on with not allowing teams to work clock, and that's what Hubbard is asking, just to verify. That kind of sets the tone throughout the night, too, as a coach. Sometimes you do that just to keep an official aware of when it's happening.
And better to mention it early than late, certainly. You will hear from NC State's first-year head coach at the conclusion of this first half. We'll talk to Coach Hubbard. A couple quick questions, just get his thoughts on the first 45. So far, I'd have to imagine he'd be pretty pleased with how his team has played.
Had 2 really quality chances, especially inside the 6, just some deflected shots. Now, Hofstra, to their credit, they've played to their defensive shape, but this is the guy who's broken it tonight.
Choyap to the feet of Karamoko, drawing a double. Karamoko from the top of the box. Oh, a curling shot. And NC State is on the board as Hakeem Karamoko comes up with magic.
This young man's a difference maker, Andrew. Hofstra doubles. They force him to his left. They limit opportunities all night with multiple fouls. And then Karamoko wins a scrappy ball off this first touch. So watch the double come through. They're limiting him to his left. Does a great job here playing that second touch, and then with a little bit of distance creates the hesitation, and that is a wicked curling shot for his 4th goal.
We've already seen Dodone come up with a really good save on take, Haley, but absolutely nothing the pride keeper could do about this one. And for Karamoko, it's his 4th of the season.
As a keeper, even with the trajectory, you're almost hoping that hits the post. You see the ball curling, you're in a position to play that ball, but sometimes it's struck so well, even though you are shuffling your feet, you're looking to dive left or right, the way he plays that touch, you're uncertain, is he going near side of the post or far side, and by the time that ball's curling, you really have no chance.
Right after the breakthrough, some subs being made by Coach Hubbard. There is Will Noaker, also Donovan Phillip to pair up top with Karamoko.
Phillip on the start against Cal, and he's played really good in moments. They like his work rate. They like how he plays on the ball. That partnership with Karamoko could be fun as Santos gets fouled.
Yeah, he had started 5 of the last 6, and we will see a card shown here to Lennon Gill. First yellow either side has seen. But yeah, you mentioned, I thought it was a good way to describe it, kind of a card shuffling, right? It's great to have options as a head coach, and at times, you know, NC State has used a number of combinations, but that's probably been the one that's played, that's seen the most minutes, Karamoko and Phillip together.
That's the luxury of midweeks if you're Mark Hubbard. Now, you don't typically play a top 25 team on a Tuesday night, but it does open up some flexibility. On that last foul, it was the high cleat that cost Hofstra there. State now really starting to dominate possession.
Phillip, his first touch. That clearance doesn't get all the way out. Choyap has been very good attacking on this near side and unlocking a bit of the pride defense. We'll see how that goal will change this match for NC State. It has got to be almost a relief, right? And granted, a lot of it is the caliber of opponent, but as well as they defended, didn't score against Stanford or Virginia Tech. So it's good to get that breakthrough.
Over 200 minutes without a goal, to your point. And then stylistically, I don't think much changes for State. What it does do is pull forward the Hofstra midfield and more extend that four-man midfield a little bit forward, and it opens up running lanes like this.
Santos moving well after that tough challenge that led to the yellow card on Lennon Gill. This is Healy. Decent ball, headed away. Confidently knocking it around. And that's just so good from Infuso.
This is a clinical 10 minutes if you're NC State. And we'll go back a second to how possession ended. So right at the end here, you watch the cleat. This is a clean finish on the ball, but it's the finish through with the high cleat into the leg. Oof. If you play that away from Santos, I think you're okay there, but it's really the boot that's going to cost Teddy Baker.
Yeah, apologies. I think Gill was maybe asking a couple of questions after the fact, but it was 23, not 22.
I don't know about you, but T. Swift's fan. Any chance I can mix those in? You know, she was at the playoffs with the Yankees and Guardians last night. Her and Travis.
Did not know that.
They're well traveled.
Unfortunately, have not seen any MLB playoffs to this point. I know as a Dodgers guy, I'm sure you've been locked in.
Every night, even those 1 o'clock Pacific starts yesterday.
Karamoko. Touch let him down. Something you rarely see. And I almost wonder, because he's gotten so much attention tonight, he didn't have anybody pushing up on his back there, and maybe was expecting contact and didn't get it.
You do anticipate pressure as a player, especially when you're around the ball a ton. I love what Nowicker's trying to do here and just apply a little bit of pressure. Was Nicky, but that's a good response by State.
Santos with a ton of pace. Karamoko wants service, and it's intercepted by the goalkeeper, Dodone.
Dodone's job there is to close space, so he knows Karamoko's attacking that back post. If you limit the angle, think about your triangles, obsolete, acute triangle. What it does here is State pushes so quick in transition. So right on this touch by Phillip, it just allows Santos to literally sprint like a bull in a china shop. Karamoko has his target. Now the keeper's job is to limit this angle, really break it tight, so that ball only has to go over him or has to be direct. When it's a cross, he can cut that off.
I was told there would be no math tonight.
My apologies.
Talking about isosceles triangles and stuff. I just shudder thinking about my geometry test scores.
Now let's hope Karamoko is okay. The athletic trainer has been requested on the pitch.
Again, he's had a busy night, and that was before the goal. All ACC freshman team member a year ago, tied for the team leading returning goals with Will Butte. But he is unavailable due to injury for NC State. So although there are a lot of scoring options on this team, there's the midfielder Will Butte. Although they have a lot of scoring options, it's certainly, you know, a lot of the scoring load shouldered by Karamoko coming off that big freshman year.
And here's where it sort of happens after the play. And those are one of those non-contact things you want to keep an eye on. Possible cramping for Karamoko, the athletic training staff working hard out there.
Yeah, Adam Wesche. Yeah, at first he was kind of stretching the calf. You thought maybe a cramp, but obviously lower back getting some attention here.
And you can tell his work rate is extremely high right now. He is glazed in sweat. Now he's been playing a ton on the ball for Coach Hubbard. That's what they like to work him in, that top striker position. And he looks like he'll be okay, so we'll resume play here in just a second.
And with this stoppage, you know, both teams able to get a little hydration and really head to the bench and get some instructions. which is a rare opportunity you get in soccer.
Which for Hofstra is important right now, because stylistically with that back three, do you want to bring midfielders back to double on Karamoko? Do you want to bring numbers forward and try to create possession? And for Hofstra right now, there hasn't been many answers on the offensive end. So getting any education from a 30-year head coach on the defensive side. Now the jacket with shorts on a 50-degree night, that's an interesting touch. But a very experienced coach, of course.
They're coming from New York, Evan.
Well, Richard Nuttall, yeah, he knows a thing or two about cold weather. Long Island to Raleigh, a little different this time of the year.
Barnett chips it into the box, headed out by Heffis. Baker slides it along.
Well, and if you're State, we noted the shutouts coming in against ranked opponents. They have eliminated not only balls in the box, but second chances. There's been no flick-ons. There's been no deflections. Everything dangerous has been cleared out immediately.
Yeah, you talked about Hofstra's organization, and I think that has defined NC State's defense tonight and for, you know, the better part of this year.
So when Logan Erb puts in the goalie kit options, he says, I want an orange kit. Does that just make the manager go nuts? The equipment manager, who's so used to red, white, and black. I know teams have to go with off colors to fit that unique difference, but orange is such a nice look.
It's the first October home match for NC State. They're wearing black and orange. I feel like it is very apropos. It's spooky season.
That's a man who knows his calendar, that's for sure. And he's looked good too. Had one critical save early, but he's prevented a couple of chances.
Evans tried to play into the feet of Phillip, but again, bouncing onto the secondary ball. That time it was Noaker. NC State very comfortable in this attacking third.
He's just been a problem tonight. Anytime he has possession, it brings 4 or 5 defenders. Can open running lanes, though, for State. And that's the type of run you want from Phillip. He can win that possession, flick it back on, just continue the horizontal pressure, and then a little bit of vertical long ball to just make Hofstra open up its defense and not be so compact.
Again, with this stretch, NC State back home, 3 of 4 on the road, all against ranked opponents. Here's another ranked opponent, but that life in the ACC, it does prepare you certainly for tests outside of conference. This is an NC State team, as much success as they're having, haven't won since September 17th. That was actually the last time that Karamoko found the back of the net. That was a 4-1 win against UNCW. See the step up by Milo Hall. Phillip maintains possession. You have to be physical with the NC State strikers.
And Milo Hall,
it's easy to be overly physical.
Exactly. Milo Hall's been really good against Karamoko, but here against a little more of a quick, feisty Phillips, what you have to do as a defender is avoid the hand contact, because anytime you wrap that left arm around, you can play at the feet, you can bounce off the hip a little bit, but when that arm wraps around, a ref's going to call it every time.
It falls to the feet of Karamoko off the deflection. Daniele Mastroianni in on the challenge to dispossess him. And the substitute doing well.
Mastroianni's come in 11 straight matches. He is an igniter for this team. Plays really good in 20, 30-minute spurts. They love his ability to play that second ball beyond the first touch. So he'll be the connector. He'll be a player who will run through traffic. He makes a lot of things happen away from the ball.
Mastriani won a year at UMass Lowell. It's his first year with the Pride. Looks like Lennon Gill is going to come off here.
That's Sean O'Donnell coming in, the Irish product. He's really on Coach Nuttall, not afraid to go to his bench, especially in the first half when you're allowed the re-entry in the second.
You see Herb content to shave a few seconds off the clock here. His team out in front, 1-0 on a 24th minute goal by Hakeem Karamoko, his 4th of the year. And it was quality outside the box, moving to his left, got around a couple of defenders and able to bury it in the side netting. Frustration there by Baker as he upends Noaker.
Noaker does a smart job there. He keeps his body close to Baker, and then once the ball extends, he's playing a natural, like you would naturally turn your body away from that ball. And that's a lot of times how you earn fouls like that. When you're against a defender, you can really use optical illusion almost to get the referee on your side.
And keep in mind, Baker's the only player in this match that has been cautioned. I know there wasn't a whole lot there, but just keep that in mind on any tackles that he is involved in. The goal scorer on Saturday against Campbell, trying to start the counter here. All into Baker. Barnett has switched to the far side. Karamoko holds it up so Santos can race away with it. Healy with a good run to create space. The Wolfpack's leading scorer, Healy. Karamoko getting back into the attack. NC State not in a hurry. Bennett with quality service to Phillip. They'll try again, this time a driven ball over the head of the striker, Donovan Phillip.
So watch the All-CA defender in Fuso. His ability to keep his body between the striker and the goal. Now there's a little bit of contact there, but what he does, he eliminates any touch with the shoulder, the header. He forces a ball off his foot. And then Fuso is able to literally shield Phillip away from a shot. And that's what you want to see from a defender. Eliminate targets on the cross.
Caleb Tommy replaces Enrique Santos. Dylan Mitchner in as well for NC State.
And I think these minutes for Karamoko being out are important too. These next 8 minutes. It allows NC State, if they want to use him for much of the second half, to come in with fresh legs.
Woznicki tangled up with Noaker. Play moves on. Noaker wins the ball. But he has been playing more and more for NC State. The Binghamton transfer played a season-high 67 minutes off the bench on Friday against the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Mitchner won that ball to Phillip. He'll head it along. Healy draws the crowd, gets rid of it. First touch for Tommy. Flicked on. The creativity there, NC State creating all sorts of angles.
State's ability to go left and right. We talked about horizontal movement. It is creating questions for the Hofstra defense, who is so based on man marking and compacting and limiting passing lanes. Well, State with hesitations and movement has kind of cracked and found little crevices and a really good Hofstra defense.
Here's Michener, who began the year at center back for NC State. Missed some time with injury. He's playing up top right now. Noaker, I think, took his eye off the ball, and that turns it over. Mastroianni trying to blow by Choyap. He's got fresh legs, the substitute. And now maybe a chance for the Pride here in the final few minutes of the first half. They have not had a lot of clear-cut chances.
No, 2 moments, and they're both off deflections. Boy, State loves how they can win the ball with Markovich. He's been really good. We noted in the open these last 2 months, but his ability to win those 1v1 balls and just shield off attacking players, he's a bright spot here for years to come.
Yeah, you can see tonight as there is a Pride player down, but play continues, and a chance here. Well, I think there was some pause there in the midfield. Everybody wondered. I thought I heard a whistle, to be honest with you, Evan. And it seemed
Stoika played the advantage there, and I'm glad he did because Hofstra was moving forward. But I do want to touch on Logan Erb. As a goalkeeper, you want to mark your line and give yourself an arm's length distance from the post. He does a tremendous job here with the quick reflexes, forcing this shot wide because he's going near post on O'Donnell's good look. And that is excellent defending because that can easily sneak through. So you watch here as a keeper, you're about an arm length distance, and you know, okay, I have one angle to my left if he beats me far side. And here on the contact, that is a clear extended leg, and then Hofstra scores.
Woznicki strikes for the Pride in the waning minutes of the first half, and they draw level.
We've noted all year, Hofstra in set pieces is extremely dangerous. And for all Logan Erb has done well, when a free man gets in the box, and Woznicki's a dangerous striker at that, it creates a lot of tension as a keeper. Do I come forward? Do I play this back? And when you're 1v1 uncontested, that puts a keeper in an awkward spot. That's a nice cross in to even this match up.
Team leading 7th of the year, is 26th of his career. Woz with the header to equalize. I was just saying again, yeah, advantage played. It almost seemed to me like a couple players in midfield didn't fully stop, but they were thinking that maybe play was going to hold up, and that led to the near chance. But in all of that commotion, I was just about to say, when you're talking about how good Markovich has been, Take Healy has been carded during that as well. A whole lot going on.
Yeah, Healy's card led to the free possession, which led to the corner, and then the 7th goal for Woz. He was really unmarked, which you don't see a lot from a good NC State defense.
Now the Pride buzzing. Mastroianni's low cross comes right back to it. And another corner. So Hofstra a bit against the run of play, doing what they do oh so well, and especially when you're down one of your top scorers in Goddard. Corey Goddard out tonight. You need your best players, your stars, to shine even a little brighter. And Woznicki strikes. He has been a handful for Markovich and Hefes, although for the most part, I was going to say, you know, they had done very well with him, but it's on the corner that he connects. And now another chance. Milo Hall with the two-handed shove to create some space, and that was spotted.
And on that corner, Dylan Michener was on man-marking assignment on Woznicki, not only playing him front on, his back was to the goal. He was literally watching the movement of Woznicki, who tried to run like a Y route through traffic. Did a nice job there of man-marking and staying in front, because that's how he snuck through for the first goal.
It's just the 6th goal allowed this year for Logan Erb, making his 6th start in his 7th appearance. No handball there. Play continues.
And Owen Barnett sprinted out of a cannon to deflect that.
Tommy playing on that left side. Cross is blocked. Baker in the midfield ahead.
This Hofstra team is so well coached on deflections, angles, and limiting space. Even when States try to ricochet and bring second balls in, they've been in great positions to limit chances.
Back to Infuso. Mastroianni again getting loose down the near side. Hefes comes a long way to break it up.
And how this match changes on a foul 70 yards away from the goal. Hofstra had no offensive rhythm, not many chances, and a free run of play corner earned. And now all of a sudden Hofstra these last 10 minutes showing signs of life.
Farrell again with the long throw to the top of the box. Baker thought about it. Now he'll chip it. Stayed in evidently somehow.
And Fuso's body was still in play. That's totally legal.
.75 seconds remain. Bazumzi Plamana in the middle of the park looking for maybe one final scoring chance for NC State. Hofstra seemed content to sit back, and NC State then content to run a little more clock to make sure that, to try to ensure that they get the last scoring opportunity. Good ball by Markovic. Take Healy. It takes a deflection, and it'll be a Wolfpack corner.
Milo Hall again, because sitting right there was Phillip, ready to put that through. Really nice slide to dispossess. 25 seconds. You have a chance for 2 opportunities.
Yeah, like basketball, a 2-for-1 here. It is Healy standing over it. He will drive it in. It is headed wide of the target. Donovan Phillip. And that will bring an end to the first half, and both teams will head to the locker room tied at once for his career. And 23 of them at the D1 level. Second half underway. What will separate these two sides? And I'm very curious, Evan, what we see really coming out. First 10 minutes, right? NC State in control for the majority of the half. Is we're going to have a stoppage here. It is Yves Choyap feeling the effects.
As you see that lineup tick through, keep an eye on Infuso in this second half. He had moments in the first half of backline marking. He'll be tested a bunch on headers, on balls in. If Hofstra can man mark well defensively, Infuso is such a critical part of that.
Choyap trying to walk it off. And he will stay on. Just to get back to that thought, you know, in the first, 5-10 minutes, will it be more like the majority of the first half, NC State having most of the possession and the chances, or Will it be Hofstra continuing that momentum as they finish the half so strong? You know, it was evident, right, with the goal just before halftime, but you just heard from Coach Nuttall. He said, you know, really in the last 20 minutes or so, felt like they were starting to settle and play better.
Two keepers who've been really good as well. And you think about the goals. One's a curling, nearly impossible shot to stop. The other is an uncontested header from about 8 yards out. I think if you're both Herb and if you're Didonnier, they've had to like playing horizontally on the back line. They've limited some second chances. Because you have a feeling the second half is going to be a little more wide open with opportunities and with shots.
Yeah, I would say so. It's pretty much ideal temps, I think. You know, humidity not a factor here now in fall, but neither of these teams are going to sub a ton. So.
Yeah, and they want to play for points too. You think about from an RPI standpoint and from a hosting standpoint, getting 3 points is critical in a match like this. It looks like the Beast accidentally stepped on Logan Herb there, but everything's okay.
Carlos, I think, was trying to provide service, but actually forced Herb into a save here on a ball that was knuckling a bit.
As a keeper, that's your space once you go up vertically, but nothing intentional there. Most importantly, both clubs have not surrendered leads when tied.
Phillip tracks down the long throw here in the near corner. Came on as a substitute. He starts the second half. Bennett, out swinging ball, falls to Choya. Headed away by Milo Hall.
And with Hofstra having so many numbers packed in, getting those passes out wide to the wings, there's not many tertiary options to play the ball and at least possess it. That kind of forces a bunch of clear outs. If you're right there, if you're O'Donnell, you're just forced to shoot it in the sky because there's not much help to play the ball away.
A save made by Didonnier down and to his right, as the cross came in on the head of Phillip.
Phillip just didn't get a lot on it, and it was spinning away. That gave Didonnier that extra half second to extend himself.
He's been good. The save on Healy, the save on Phillip. Inspiring some confidence in the first 5 minutes of this second half. Clever flick on. Santos to Lovelace. And you see that side had cleared out.
Really nice
run in behind.
Phillip.
Into the crowd goes Santos. And a giveaway. Heffis with a heavy touch. Woznicki able to pounce on it. Now shoulder to shoulder, and Heffis does the work to get it back.
Heffis in high pressure moments. He plays so composed defensively on the ball, uses his body in smart moments, and right there, you have a bigger attacking player on you who's going to try to power past you. He does a great job holding his ground.
Aiden Payne tackled. It looked clean from here. Hofstra certainly thinks so. Alexei Armas, who came on to start the second half, his first tackle.
Now we have a yellow card on head coach Nuttall. He's arguing the call.
Again, that tackle came right in front of the Hofstra bench, right? And they did not think there was any issue with it.
So Richard, in his 30-year career, has 11 yellow cards, 4 of them this year. And he said, hey, I've lost my temper from time to time, but he picks his moments. So watch right at the end here. Those knees make contact once the ball's played free. That is definitely a foul. Now, I can understand where they don't see the contact there if you're Hofstra, but there is clearly Some illegal contact away from the ball. Also, how do you go 36 years with only 11 yellow cards? That was the follow-up question I wanted to ask. And then 4 in 1 year alone, including Saturday and that nice 1-0 win over Campbell in the CAA.
Jostling with Farrell and with Armis, and whistled for the foul.
It's going to be that type of match the next 39 minutes. Winning possession in the middle third of the field is going to be an absolute brawl. So as Payne comes in here, that leg extends, which a lot of times will put you in a tough spot. And then that secondary leg contact, once you're beyond basically the frame of your body, if you're reaching out, if you're extending, you're going to lose that foul more times than not.
So Armis involved a couple of times here, making his presence known in the early part of the second half. MLS fans, his father Chris is the head coach of the Colorado Rapids. Following a stellar career at Adelphi, and he played in the MLS, played at Adelphi. That's where Alexei started his collegiate career. 31 appearances there over a couple of years, but now his first year with the Pride. Phillip tried to chest it down, tried to angle it to Healy, missed his mark. And a chance here for Yelerchich on the right side and the Pride. Yelerchich gets free of Santos a couple of times, continues his run.
I like what Yelerchich is trying to do there. The Slovenian is looking to test the back line of NC State's defense with a connecting ball. A little bit beyond his reach there, but those type of runs, it creates a challenge as a defender. If you could do a couple of those, create some opportunities. Hofstra's done so well in the counterattacking tonight. That could be a moment.
Looks as if they're willing to press just a little higher here at the start of the second half. Of course, Woznicki is a one-man press.
No, you're not kidding. And his ability to win the ball, too, is so vital for Hofstra. Also keep tabs on Karamoka. We noted had some cramps at the end of the half. He didn't return. Be curious if and when he is available or an option here. Especially with a good SMU team coming Saturday. You want to pick your spots if you're Coach Hubbard. They're going to let him play on that one.
Nothing there either way, apparently, as O'Donnell and Heffis, 2 18s, going at it. O'Donnell joined the team in mid-September, added to the roster on the 13th, debuted the next day, and he has now played in all 9 matches since. And that 18 is a big number for the Pride, because last year it was worn by their leading scorer, who you already referenced, Ryan Carmichael, one of the best to do it in the country. 17 goals a season ago. A lot of numbers in midfield for the Pride. Lofting it over the head of the NC State back line, and Markovic gives up possession.
And with 3 straight tournament appearances, this Hofstra club is not afraid of a tough environment. We've seen even surrendering the goal in the first 25 minutes. They've played within themselves. They haven't extended their back line. They've been defensive outward. And then in key countering moments, to the 4 all-time wins against the ACC, they've had an ability to take chances.
Farrell's long throw is put onto frame, and Fuso directing it directly at Logan Erb. 10 minutes have elapsed here in second half action. Both teams have put a shot on goal. Nothing to show for it yet. Choyap, really good, probing forward. To Payne, second effort off the side netting. And a beautiful save by Filippo Didone.
Didone on his line has been so firm. He's kept everything out that's been on target. And what he's able to do in this ball right here, not only deflect the first ball, but limit the angle on Payne's second chance. Because watch this beautiful ball, and it creates a lot of havoc in the Hofstra defense. Steps in front. Now the second ball, that's a good looking chance, but it's really hard going off your right foot to keep that inside the post. Because yeah, right there you got to squeeze into a really tight angle. Good deflected save, and then on that second chance, Mark Hubbard knew it. That could have been 2-1 and just missed.
Look to the NC State bench, tells the story. In fact, not hanging their heads though, looking to create more opportunities. Phillip, Lovelace, back to him. Did it take a deflection? Yes, says Soren Stoika, a referee. Boy, unselfish there, a little 1-2. Lovelace certainly could have had a hit himself. Get it right back to Phillip.
You noted the touch here. He draws in the defense. He sets up Phillip, who's been solid running off the line. He's set up good angles to pass into. So he's the connector. Then he plays into space. Lovelace finds him perfectly. And those are the type of runs you love as a coaching staff, playing into open grass.
So NC State goes short some tonight. This is Vazumzi Plamana. Low driven shot, deflects out. It happened so quickly for NC State. Choyap just put his head down. Fuso's there.
Wow, there was a little bit of elbow contact, but the referees were letting them play.
Now O'Donnell knocked down. Shouts from Hofstra. Got Coach Nuttall out of his chair. And with no whistle, that allows NC State to continue this momentum, this possession. You can see the pride starting to sit deeper and deeper. The center back well forward. Choyap not on the same page with Healy, and now maybe a counter chance. It is smart Herb. Here. Does not do well with it, but does enough to at least get it to Markovic.
Those are the drills you practice every day. Passing around a circle, keeping players in the hot potato middle. Otherwise, one mistake and it's 2-1 Hofstra. Gives you a heart attack as a goalkeeper, but a nice header from urban traffic.
Healy switches the field to Bennett. Healy looking to create again. Across the face of goal. Out of play.
So we noted some contact early. So watch here this 18-on-18 crime. You see the elbow extended, but then as you slow that down and look at it, it's not as much contact as you'd think right away. It's not a full extension of the arm. That's a lot of times where that gets called. If you stay within the body. So watch closely here for NC State. Yeah, a little bit of a wraparound, but not the head contact it looked like there from Heffes.
15 minutes gone here in the second half. Troy up another ball into Payne. And there is Infuso once again.
Infuso is so calm on the ball, even amidst traffic.
Chance to counter, maybe. Yeller-Cheech.
That could be a yellow.
Tackled by Lovelace, and indeed a yellow.
And that's one of those goal-scoring opportunities. On one hand, you want to stop it. On the other, let's watch this on the back end. And clear contact on the foot there in the run of play. And clip that front foot. And now the athletic training staff coming on.
Robert Sullivan is the Pride trainer. Trying to make a play on the ball, right, but also just trying to disrupt a dangerous counter.
Yeah, watch that front left foot here as that gets clipped, and then a little turn of that ankle on the collision.
So Lovelace sees yellow.
Good to see Yeller-Cheech back on his feet.
Yeller-Cheech able to walk off.
And you understand the frustration as a player too in this moment. You know a foul is coming when you're running into open space, but you don't want to be depleted and lifted off the pitch. Those are always dangerous around the foot. There's Coach Nuttall keeping tabs on his midfielder.
And Jack O'Malley getting some instructions there. And so maybe not the counter they were hoping for, but still good chance here.
It does create a promising set piece moment here if you're Hofstra.
Just over 15 minutes gone. Looks like both coaches ready to make some changes. Again, new this year, there's no re-entry in the second half. So
that's a big one for NC State. Karamoko coming in. He was disruptive on the ball in the first half.
Got him an extra 8-9 minutes at the end of the first half, the halftime break, and then the first 15 here. So relatively fresh, and he'll be looking to go the rest of the way as you see O'Donnell out. Kind of same principle for Baker and company, right?
And letting Gill back in, we know that him in the open, his ability to make things happen is important. Basically, the top offensive lineups are now in for both teams. Although I did like the minutes from Payne. I think he did a nice job winning the ball, playing some balls into space, especially inside the 18. He played some quality minutes.
And nothing to hang his head about, although I'm sure he's still thinking about that chance that was sent away by Dodone. Because the best chance of this second half so far belongs to number 15, Aiden Payne.
Good news, Yeller-Cheech is coming back in, so he's going to be okay. Now back even in numbers.
11 v 11. Yeah, so Gill and Baker out there, Karamoko out there. Expect fireworks. Long throw bombed in, headed by Santos. I think Carlos was closest to it.
What an important corner here for Baker, who set up that first goal from the opposite side with a fantastic ball in. Markovich header. That sets the stage for NC State's defense and allows the numbers to push forward. Markovich, I've really been impressed the last 2 months how he's slid into this role in a first-year starter. Now he's in line for an all-ACC type of year.
Yeah, he has not looked like a first-year player. Pride enjoying some more possession here now. Little space for Jelercic. Ball to the back post, and it gets all the way through Daniele Mastroianni.
Mastroianni just took a step past it. He couldn't get his right foot, even for a back heel flick right there. Good run to the post, but as that ball's curling away from him, could not put a foot on it. You like that run, though, if you're Hofstra. That's a good position to be in on a cross. And a great parking spot back there.
Coach Nuttall said he wanted his team to be a little calmer in the attack. They looked it there, creating a good chance. Well, 1-2. Bennett and Healy dealt with defensively, right back to the left footer. Again, Hall sends it out of the box.
Bennett was actually part of a big assist in the win for New Hampshire last year over Hofstra. He's had a lot of experience against this club. 3 years starting versus Hofstra.
Haley wanted a call, didn't get it. The beast, Woznicki, runs right through him. Mastroianni. Ran into Lovelace.
To your point, Andrew, Hofstra has brought up its midfield line as opposed to the three forwards that kind of bring a fourth and a fifth up. There's a foul here, giving Hofstra possession. It has also given NC State space on the other end as both teams are feeling each other out. But if you're Hofstra, can you capitalize on extending numbers into the attacking third?
Karamoko asking the question, how was that foul on him?
As the Red Terror serenades with some music tonight as the wind starts picking up.
The heartbeat of the NC State supporters, the supporters, those drums. Carles wins out. Chance to step into a shot for Gill, and he was close quickly. Guess who? Markovic. Counter maybe. O'Malley comes a long way. Safety first.
Wow, Karamoko's 0 to 60 speed is insane. His acceleration into space, that challenges the central midfielder to come over, to knock him out of play. Otherwise, Karamoko literally outbeat his flanking defender by 5 yards. And if you're Dave Doran, you have a tight end running the option route, you have your eyes wide open watching this Karamoko kid run on the pitch.
He is electric. Effis with a long throw. Hall first, then Baker. Joy out. Advantage given. Healy trying to use it, and it's headed. Boy, it looked like Santos was going to be in along the back post, and Jan Jelercic makes the play when he had to.
Really smart header. You want to play that away from goal, but also away from traffic. Advantage played right here, which is totally fine, because that's ball on foot, playing the advantage. And then a good run by Santos, but a better header to escape that.
He was onside. You saw in that first look. Another angle at Jelercic. You got to get this right. You're talking about a shot on your own goal.
A referee clearing up traffic in the middle.
And there's a lot of it. It's a traffic jam in front of Dodone.
Stand up straight. Jan, stand up straight.
You can hear the emotion tonight. This means something.
Back post and a free header to Phillip. He didn't get it right this time.
So Back in the first half, Hakeem Karamoko, he had a lot of possession, but not many chances. Right here, though, this hesitation opens up space and then beats a fantastic keeper for his fourth year. That's how NC State got it started. Give Hofstra credit late in the half, earning a corner, and then Woznicki sneaks into the field and beats Logan Erb. It's been the one-timers for Hofstra. That's how we sit 1-1 here in the second half. The man known as a beast got Hofstra on the board. And I tell you, Andrew, you can tell both these teams want a second goal. They don't want to come out of here with one. They want that third point.
Oh, absolutely.
You can tell Mark Hubbard made the line change, adding an extra jacket at halftime.
Again, chilly temperatures will get down into the mid-50s by the end of the game time tonight. Currently 60. And he said, you know, as well as his team played in the first half, he was disappointed, obviously, because
that one moment, to your point.
You don't play 40-minute halves, you play 45s.
Phillip was trying to connect there with Karamoko, and those two they've worked together the last 10 minutes, but they haven't been as much in tandem in the second half. They'll try to find each other here.
Some disappointment too, because the way that they were controlling the match, Hofstra was going to have to change what they do. That equalizing goal changed a lot as Healy overhits this into the seats.
Yeller-Cheech, as a defensive midfielder, has been really good when he sinks back in and makes that back three basically a back four, and he's provided good on-ball defending. He's limited angles. We saw the header a moment ago. This is a guy for Hofstra. If you want to keep this match 1-1, he'll have to be important to your backline defense.
Earning the start tonight again, just his second of the season. Gabriel Pacheco, who had started all 13 this year, not in the starting lineup tonight. A little short-handed pride with no Pacheco.
And I'm disappointed Pacheco's not in, because he's a big Don Quixote fan, one of the great novels of the 1600s. Just a little history nugget for you there.
Comes Owen Barnett replacing Yeller-Cheech.
From Slovenia to New Zealand. I love the diversity of this Hofstra roster. And these corners have been moments of danger for the Pride. This is one area where State has to be strong. Any deflected balls, any second balls, as the sub comes out, Yeller-Cheech.
21 international players on the roster, 13 different countries represented. Here comes the corner. Glancing off of Choyap. Karamoko all the way out to Farrell.
And on that corner, Woznicki was marked by Karamokos. Two of the better players at winning the ball in the air. They were going 1v1.
Yeah, love to see that. Phillip able to hold it up, waiting for reinforcements. Now he's got him. It's Enrique Santos making another good run. Tried to pass it into the goal, and Dodone up to the task again.
Santos tried to use his body to throw off where this shot is going. So watch as his hips and his legs go left. As he's curling that ball right, he hopes the keeper actually leans the other way because of where his body is, but good position there from Dodone in the middle.
You put it on target, you never know. Dodone, of course, up for the initial save. Didn't spill it, the key there. Skips through the hall. And this is right around the time, Evan, where these matches usually start to open up a little bit in the midfield.
Yeah, Hofstra's brought numbers forward. State has been more aggressive on the counters in the midfield.
Gill shouldered by Heffis.
Hefes has won so many of those balls in the tight corners. Him and Markovich, we noted in the open, but they have solidified this back line.
Gill is still down.
Yeah, I think he wants a foul. Let's hope he's okay, because now number advantage for State.
NC State will go the other way. It is Enrique Santos, and Dodone another save.
Check on Gill now, because he took that late tumble. So watch this ball to create the opportunity for State. Santos, who can play it well off both feet, goes to his left this time. And Dodone in every moment has been in the right angle to really limit chances. Sometimes keepers creep a little bit forward to try to eliminate space, but he stayed tight to the post, which makes that near shot pretty much impossible.
Lenny Gill, the freshman from Ireland.
Looks like a sub will come on now for Hofstra. His knee landed awkwardly, but he wanted contact. He kind of actually bounced off Hefes there, but nothing, no foul needed to be called.
Yeah, immediately reaching that left knee. And this is the first time he sat up since that foul about 2 minutes ago. So a sub racing on. And that's Pablo Hempelman-Perez, the substitute. Hefes takes the long throw. It takes a bounce into the back post. Lovelace got his laces on it and skied it.
Those bouncing balls are so challenging to keep your foot in the right position. If that slides any bit up your leg, it's going to rocket. You got to basically toe punch this in. Watch Lovelace. Right as it comes down, it takes a late turn. So as this ball's coming down to his foot, it takes a wicked second hop, kind of like a shortstop there. You try to fill it in the right spot, and that's why it blasts high.
So Hempelman-Perez replacing Gill, and obviously a blow to the scoring threat. Also, Gill is still down over there, so we wish him certainly the best.
No Gill tonight. No Goddard, who's been in the lead scorer. 5 goals coming in. This is a Hofstra club dangerous, but not the same pieces as a week ago.
Whistle here in midfield. Hempelman-Perez hadn't played since the Drexel match 10 days ago. Not a good sign there for Gill. And the play goes over that side, and thankfully they got a couple people paying heavy attention, really shielding him from.
And there's Goddard, who didn't play Saturday as well against Campbell. He's working his way back. He's day-to-day right now.
Would be huge, and you know, he scored 5 goals this year. 4 of them have come on the road.
This is a 3-game road trip. South Florida coming up. Obviously Charleston in the CAA.
Second ball. He was there for the wanting. Both teams, Evan, have been able to put kind of some tricky situations before these goalkeepers.
Yeah, Mastriani does a good job winning that ball. Another unmarked player, and that's where you got to be very careful if you're Bennett. You don't want to give too many chances without a body in their face.
An overlapping run from Bennett. Santos instead uses the space to the middle. Lovelace lost it.
That's sort of the one escape valve with 9 back for Hofstra. If you can't win that ball up top, if you're Woznicki, it really opens State to press numbers forward.
Should have been a handball. Yeah, it was spotted. Yeah, and Woznicki is such a big part of that, right? Like, you cannot sit that deep. You see it sometimes with teams, and not many players can do what he does and hold up play. Another look, and yes.
We have our first tape ball. Well, that kinesio tape wrapping his right wrist put in play.
Templeman Perez. It might have been his first touch.
Yeah, his first touch with a taped up wrist. I swear I didn't hit my hand, Mr. Referee. Just hit my taped wrist.
And Bennett not on the same page. Now Bennett will just step into it almost as an afterthought.
Good job by the keeper though, reading the deflection too. You don't want to give away a corner. And this match may literally come down to, can State in the run of play get a chance? And if you're Hofstra, can you win a ball up top and put any looks on target? There haven't been many in the second half.
Well, Coach Nuttall talked to us about wanting his defensive lines to be a little bit tighter. I think they have been here in this second half. And yeah, the chances have not been, while both teams have played a few interesting balls in, the chances have not been kind of maybe what we expected. Still some time left, obviously. Poor giveaway here. The Pride looking to pounce. It's Barnett who plays it back to Baker. It will fall in the middle. It looked like a Hofstra player maybe tugged down.
Dangerous. Oh my goodness.
Off of one bad giveaway, Hofstra could not capitalize.
There was a near tug in the box. You're right on the edge there of calling that. You don't want a game to be decided on a penalty.
Think Coach Nuttall thought it was a penalty? Let's take another look.
So Barnett plays it forward wisely, and then watch on this cross in.
Templeman Perez. Yeah, nothing there on replay, right? He's
trying to earn the card there, if you will.
They have taken 5 penalties this year. Cashed in on 4 of them. Karamoko has been held pretty quiet. As involved as he was in the first half, have not called his name as much.
And with the numbers attracted to him, we saw late in the first half how Phillip could play through space and be an option. That connection hasn't been there as much in the second half. State's played more on this near side of the pitch, getting Lovelace involved, playing the ball through Santos. And I think Hofstra has forced them to move the ball to the other side.
Plamata won the initial ball. Now Santos looking to spring Karamoko. One-on-one with Hall. Karamoko. Can he find his second? He is so strong on the ball. Phillip put a boot to it. But no clear-cut chances. Well defended by the Pride.
Hall has been great in those 1v1 moments.
He stayed on both flanks. Bennett and Choyap doing a lot of work. Plamana into the feet of Phillip. Lovelace, I think, got it just tangled up underneath him.
The congestion, it's so hard to put a flick on. You wanted to play that to his dominant foot. Sometimes you got to just put something on target.
See how many white shirts are in the box. Karamoko rises up. It'll be a goal kick.
A substitution stoppage here, but Karamoko, he tries to use his athleticism on this cross. There's not a great angle here, but he literally leapfrogs the defender. Now it's hard to flick that back in play, but man, he is a one athletic specimen. Great minutes from Lovelace, who subs out. He was a facilitator in the midfield a lot in the second half.
nice 61 minutes of work tonight. 16 more minutes than he's played in any match this season. See the late match success. NC State has had a flair for the dramatic. And while some of that is just maybe the clutch gene, right? Some of it is they wear teams down. And they have had more and more of the ball here in the second half. And the question remains, will they be able to strike?
One goal in their last 4 matches coming in. Coach Hubbard loved those first 30 minutes. Can he get something to happen here in the last 10 leading into a big ACC weekend?
They connect a few passes. Now this falls to Healy. Sidesteps a defender and had it intercepted on its way to goal. I think Milo Hall made the play again.
His back heel was so vital there. You want to avoid the handball. Oh, and this is where Hofstra,
Woznicki earns not just the foul, but the card on Markovic as well.
Yeah, and look how creative Healy is on the ball. Now, he's really good at squirting past defenders. He dodges 2. Now, a great leg play by Hall, because there's an angle here for Healy. Looks like the keeper would be on it if it gets through. And then this is where Hofstra was waiting for him. Yep, that arm wrap. That eliminates a goal-scoring opportunity. That's why the yellow comes in, especially late in the match. That's a smart play by Markovic. You don't want to give up a free run. You're not playing with the cards. You're willing to take that chance.
So we'll see what Baker can create. I'm going to be honest, when I saw that live, I saw more the late theatrics, and I thought maybe that was simulation, but no, the arm wrap came first. That was just to kind of emphasize, hey, I haven't heard the whistle yet, and I'm being bear hugged right now. And so
that's how hard it is to stop the beast up top. Woznicki, no doubt.
Herb comes out and makes this one his. Under 10 minutes to play. Long throw. Healy couldn't quite get on the end of it. Phillip wins it back to it. NC State eager to press forward with Yves Choyap seeking a second goal. Trying to surge ahead of Hofstra. Karamoko will draw some attention, and Fuso in the area now steps up. Plamano, 1 goal in his career. He was a late winner in the opener against High Point in the 88th minute.
The organization of Hofstra is eliminating through balls. State has to play so wide, there's not an angle to flick one in.
Choyap, Phillip posted up. Phillip unselfish. It will be a corner. That's maybe how they can get an opportunity. His ability to just post up there and call for the ball.
Yeah, 1v1 with Karamoko and Phillip. That's been 2 players who have won some moments and won opportunities, including this corner. The wrestling match begins inside the 6.
It's Hall and Noaker creating a lot of traffic in front of Dodone. They go short. Bennett to the back post. Karamoko on target. Would not challenge Dodone on his near post.
Now 6 saves officially for Dodone, and he's a big body keeper. He plays in front of him with his body. He's not going to dive as much left-right. But right here, he knows the angle of what Karamoko's trying to do. Eliminate that second ball, and a good job collapsing on top. But State, if you're in the last 10 minutes, you have to love the play of possession, the chances. You've won some individual 1v1s. That's kind of been where their moments have come, of just literally one man beating another and getting something near the goal.
So 6 saves by Dodone. That's a season high for him. And remember, he's one of the top keepers in the country, tied for 2nd in the nation with 7 shutouts. So this is really the most he's been asked to do, really, all season. And he's been good. Now a chance for the Pride. It is Hempelman Perez. Oh, and Barnett overruns it just a hair. Job still not done defensively for NC State, and Santos blocked that cross. Boy, it looked like they were going to have a chance, Evan, and they get no shot.
Yeah, those counter-attacking moments are the rare opportunities in the second half for Hofstra. So Hempelman-Perez, he does a good job winning this ball, but as he gets it back, he needs a secondary option. They squeeze off the pass there, but as Barnett just overextends, he couldn't get a shot on it. That's a ball you want to swing back in.
The long throw has been dangerous. Here it comes. Mastroianni back to Baker. Now NC State forced to be back in defending.
You're okay with Hofstra. Use a minute or two here. Control possession. Work the clock a little bit. You haven't had much of it in the second half.
End of the box. Infuso got ahead to it. Now Woznicki. Farrell trying to find him over his head. It's still there in the box. Maybe handed down by Baker. NC State wanted it. Play continues. Hempelman-Perez, the sub. Again, centrally.
Noecker's come in. He's been really good on the ball defensively here for State. This has been a nice 10 minutes.
NC State looking for the home run counter not to be. Santos' foul will give Hofstra a chance to run a little more clock and again set things up.
Looks like we have a shoe lost on the pitch as well. Okay, good news. Owen Farrell getting his laces back tied up. That's like a cold ice bath on a night like this. 50 degrees, straight Gatorade bottle on the face.
Just shivered watching that. High lofted ball, again headed centrally. Erb gonna bomb it past midfield, trying to hook up with Karamoko, but there is O'Malley.
Wow, and Fuso has won multiple headers at the edge of the box. He has a really good ability to find the ball in the air, and that's an option for Hofstra.
Deep into the far corner it goes. Karamoko tracks it down. He'll give it up to Santos. Barnett heads it. Healy takes it down, try to get it back on that favored left foot.
And the beast is causing problems for State. He wins it again.
He and Infuso both.
Now he somersaults on the free break.
Farrell gets forward. Hofstra.
Choyap was tested there. He did a nice job staying vertically, not extending himself. Sometimes you get into trouble there and you lean, and that's where fouls can happen.
And just making NC State deal with aerial ball after aerial ball. Some space in midfield with Noaker. Looks left, looks right. Santos has been it over this side, the near side. Joel.
Oh, that's a good bit of defending. We've said his name all night. Milo Hall, again, using his body. And then Santos, that's a really tough opportunity because the ball's drifting away from you, so you're trying to stop your feet and go backwards, so you can't get much on the ball. And then Hall eliminates really any chance on that header, so they're going to be forced to foul there on this offensive end. Hempelman-Perez on the attacking end comes out. And that's going to force Baker up a little bit for Hofstra.
And so Pacheco does make an appearance tonight. Comes in late. He has a heavily bandaged left hand, but good enough to play the final 2 minutes. Now again, this has been territory NC State has had great success. Do they have another late goal in them? Got to be a lot of belief on that bench. They moved into the top 25 rankings today, this afternoon. Can they get a top 25 win? Plamana with an on-target strike that Dodone gets right.
Really the first long distance chance for NC State tonight. They've lived on possession, but this late in the match, you have to create opportunities. So Plamana here plays into space. Referee politely moves out of the way, and it creates an angle. But when you're right on target with this type of keeper, it's going to be a tough assignment.
Under a minute to go. Doesn't look like anything will separate these two sides tonight.
That's got to be wise here.
Last minute heroics, maybe. Oh, Phillip creates an opportunity. Noaker comes flying in with a header. Under 30 seconds left. And it plays it. Gets it right back from Plamana. Wants to get it on his left. He'll have to go to his off foot. 10 seconds left. It is Take Healy. The leading scorer rips it and it's blocked. And a punch by Dodone at the horn. 90 minutes complete. 1-1 the scoreline. We didn't see any goals in the second.